Usually, when things start off with a gun, it pretty much finishes with a gun. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Okay. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. This is season 1, episode 9 of Greenleaf. So we start right off, and we started off with a gun. We see Bishop unboxing this gun that he has and looking at the gun and all of this kind of carrying on. And I'm like, okay, we're fresh off of the murder that happened in front of the church and the funeral and all of that. So next thing, they're going into this deacon board meeting. And in the meeting, they're actually talking about they want to have like security and whatnot at the church. And the bishop is really against it. He's not really feeling having like armed guards and all of this just posted up in the house of the Lord. It just kind of takes away from, it's taken away from what church is really supposed to be all about. But everybody else, for the most part, was really against him. And May, she drives me crazy. She's so blatant with her attack of Gigi. He's like, Pastor Greenleaf, what do you think? And before she could say anything, May's like, oh, here we go. I'm like, she is so fucking messy with that whole little situation. Anyway, so there was a whole scene. Did you all catch this scene where Gigi passed Mac in the hallway and Chester the molester was turning around and she actually caught him looking at her legs and looking at her ass? Honey, that Chester is too much. He really is. Chester is just too many things. Anyway, Gigi ended up sharing the evidence on a computer with Bishop. And Bishop actually ended up breaking down. And now he's like pissed that he ended up telling Gigi, I'm sorry I didn't believe you all these years, this, that, thing, and the other. So Mac is supposed to be going on some vacation, some fishing trip or whatever. And Gigi was trying to get Bishop to hold him up and keep him there. Because truly, if he gets away, he may not come back. Like if he knows that there's fingers pointing toward him and some of his bullshit, he may not come back. So I don't know, but I thought they were kind of jumping the gun because like nothing had gone on that would make him feel as though anybody was after him. So, but whatever. Bishop actually agreed to it, and he was saying to her, because the wedding is actually Noah and Isabel's wedding is like the next day. And he said, you want me to sit and look at this man for 3 days? And then we're going to do it because they wanted to wait until after the wedding and all that because that's like a Friday. So they wanted to wait till after the wedding, and then on Monday they'll get the proceedings going. So, he's supposed to leave out. I believe Mac was going to leave out on Sunday, or whatever. So, whatever. So I get, well, you know what? Okay, now that makes sense. Now that I just spoke it out loud, it makes sense. It's Friday. The wedding is Saturday. Mac would be leaving on Sunday. The proceedings would start on Monday. He would be contacted out of town and never come back. That makes sense. Okay. All right. That just was not registering with me. Probably thinking too hard. But okay, I got it now. Okay, I got you, Gigi, bitch. I got you. All right, so he said, you want me to sit for 3 days with this man knowing that he did these things to my daughter and all of that. And Gigi's like, hey, I've sat with him for 20 years. And Bishop apologized to her for not believing her and all of that. About time. About time. But anyway, so they got it all planned out. Bishop told him he can't leave. He went and seen May to try to overrule Bishop to get May to go up against him. And of course, May is like, okay, don't worry about it. Don't just hold your ticket. I'll take care of it. A mess. Um, Charity has now confided in Clarence about her fears of infidelity with Kevin. Now, she doesn't have a clue that it's actually, men is the issue. She's thinking that there may be another woman. And they have, like, through this episode, you actually see them going back and forth. She's like, let me see your phone. Why are you always on your daggone phone? This, that, and the other. And he's getting all defensive with her. Then he got real cute with her and told her, I feel more romantic about you now since you're pregnant than I did when we first got back. Just lying. And meanwhile, I don't think he ain't giving her no push and pull, honey. He ain't giving it to her. And he's always on the phone, like he's just off the chain with it now. He's just, every time you see him, honey, he's in it. And because she was actually calling him the one day, and he ain't even heard her calling him, honey. He was so into them dicks in that phone, honey. He ain't heard her at all. So they actually had gotten into it in the hallway. She's yanking him, telling him, give me that phone. Let me look at your phone. He was like, no, stop that. Then told her, when you're ready to apologize to me, you know where to find me. I was like, oh, Miss Catherine, wait a minute now. You doing a whole lot, ain't you, bitch? Anyway, a mess. A whole mess. So that's going to be a mess when that all comes out. Anyway, so in the meantime, between time, Bishop was telling Gigi, you're going to have to get your mother on board. We're going to have to talk to your mother. And she ended up walking in on a conversation. She's like, talk to me about what? She's already in defensive mode. So they basically end up telling her, what's going on. Show her the video. That motherfucking Meg's still sitting up there giving, I don't know her, and I don't know her, and she wasn't raised right. It was all everybody else's fault. Everybody's lying on Chester the molester, okay? Everybody's lying. Now, the thing is, they kept on going. They kept on telling her and talking to her and everything. The bishop had actually even went further and asked, he ended up wanting Darlene to get him the records of the applicants that were potential payoffs with that scholarship. When they got done, there were literally 150 potential payoffs. So where I've been calling him Chester the molester, I might be wrong. He should be called old quick slick dick, honey. Old trick ass dick. He's a mess. So that's like 150 people that he done damn near done paid off possibly for inappropriate sexual contact. The bishop's pissed. Like, he is absolutely pissed. May ain't buying it. I'm going to go and talk to my brother myself. So she actually had the nerve to tell the bishop, I don't know, but your weak spot for her is going to be your undoing. She just literally just hates Gigi. It's terrible. Then she goes on off. He tells Gigi, go and talk to your brother Jacob because that's her prince. And she does whatever the prince says to do. So, everybody know everybody around here. They all fucking mess. She went and talked to Jacob. Jacob broke down, and Jacob told Gigi, I always believed you. I was just young. So what I said wasn't going to make a difference. But I always, deep down in my heart, I believed what you were saying. And he was like, I'm going to fucking kill him. She's like, no, Jacob, just be with me on this. So they're all in solidarity. Bishop, Jacob, and Gigi. May goes and talks to Mac. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He's denying it. He breaks down and cries. He put on this fabulous Oscar-winning performance for May. And May was biting it and eating it. And she said, don't put Jesus in it. This, that, thing. She ate it all up. Until he made one fatal mistake. He made one comment that brought everything full circle for her. He told her, faith was the good one. Gigi is the bad one. God has a way of taking the good one and leaving you burdened with the bad one. And I'm so sorry that God left you, took her, and she was good and left you burdened with Gigi. For whatever reason, that clicked to me because that did take a whole lot of nerve, you motherfucker, for you to stand in my face. I don't give a fuck what you thought about my child. For you to sit and compare my children to one another and basically say that it would have been better if the other one was dead. That says a whole lot. Because I can't even imagine my brother. If my brother even felt one way about one and not about the other, that motherfucker better keep it to himself. You understand me? You can feel however you want to feel. That ain't my business. But if my brother, my blood brother, were to tell me some shit about how he liked one of my kids better than he liked the other one, he wouldn't like me or that kid because I would punch him right in his motherfucking mouth. So, whatever reason, that literally rang with May, and she hugged him, and she gave that motherfucker the old say Sean Bradley side eye, honey, and she came up out of that office, and she was damn near about to break down. You could see her. She couldn't even walk straight. She got back in that motherfucking office with the bishop and told him, basically she on board. Shit ain't right. How do we do him? The bishop said, we're going to take that son of a bitch down on Monday morning. We're going to get through tomorrow and tonight and tomorrow, and we're going to take that son of a bitch down and throw his ass in jail. I said, all right, cussing up in the church. But yeah, so they're done with the bullshit. Now, I'm hoping through this process, this is going to bring May and Gigi closer together because all that shit they got going on, that's fucked up. And it really is on May's side. It ain't on Gigi's side. It's all May. It's all May. So, we'll see. But anyway. So, let's see. What else happened? Jacob and Carissa, actually spoke to Zora. They questioned Zora to see if Mac had ever actually made an advance toward her. She told them no, but he actually did do something that was a little inappropriate. It wasn't too over the top, but it was a little inappropriate. She shared it with Sophia. Even after, how kids do, even after they told her, don't mention it to anybody, of course she said something to Sophia. But yeah, so he actually he'd been grooming them and stuff, and like the same way he did with that young girl, how he was just egging it and moving it. He's so slick with it. When we see how many people he's done it to, he's like an old fucking pro. Old slick dick deacon, honey. Get on out of here. Nasty. Then we had the blow up of Isabel and Jacob. Not Jacob, I'm sorry. Isabel and Noah. Noah and Isabel, they end up having this conversation. I don't know what tipped her off. I have no idea what tipped her off. But she come to him and basically asked him, did you sleep with Gigi? And he just looked at her and she was like, thank you. Thank you for not lying to me. And told him the wedding is off. He's like, hey, I didn't even say anything. She said, you didn't have to. Threw the ring at him and all that. And she stormed out. So now she's saying ain't going to be no wedding. All in this feelings and carrying on. I'm like, this is crazy. It's a mess. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So the last thing we see, I seen Gigi. She walking in the hallway. And she's like walking and she's thinking about some things. And then she goes back to Mac's office. Don't see him. And she immediately starts scurrying through on her way to her father's office. And sure enough, Mac and Bishop is in there talking. Bishop was lecturing him, told him, don't lie. Do not lie anymore. And he's going on telling him he just couldn't hold it no more. Whenever they actually before they had the conversation, you see Bishop put his gun out of the box into his suit jacket pocket. And before we knew anything, he was up there lecturing them, telling them something. Next thing you know, he had that motherfucker at gunpoint. And that's where we ended at. And Gigi's on the way to that office. Hopefully Gigi will get there and stop Bishop before anything happens. But like I said in the beginning, Things that begin with a gun generally end with a gun. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll see y'all. This was good. I'll see y'all next week. All right, y'all.